Welcome, everybody. Episode 5 of Amateur Hour with Tim, and Carter. Hope you guys had a good week or 10 days since our last one, but a lot has happened and a couple things we wanted to discuss. So I think we'll kick it off, right, boys, with our good buddy Jim Comey. A little bit of hot water, right, Carter?
Man, that was a interesting post yesterday. I heard he deleted his Instagram now too, so
I bet he did.
He deleted his Instagram or his message?
He deleted the message, then he put out an apology, basically saying, "Well, I didn't know what it meant," and and then he deleted.
Right.
A kindergartner doesn't know the kill sign for gangs.
The director of the FBI. Yeah.
I mean, I worked in a bunch of restaurants in college, and 86 was known throughout the restaurant. 86 ribeyes, 86 fillets. You know, I mean, that's. You know, I saw Tulsi Gabbard last night, and she was saying that he 100% knows what it means because it's, you know, like you were saying, I think what you were alluding to is like the FBI has looked into a lot of gang stuff involving with that code. And then also there's been a lot of liberals posting that same thing, apparently, in the last couple of months. So it's not like something random, like it's been going on, apparently.
Yeah. And I think, for anybody who doesn't know, Jim Comey took a picture of seashells in the sand mapped out with the numbers 8647. Took a picture of it and said, "Oh, interesting."
Claims he just walked up on
seashell formation here, 8647. Essentially,
yeah.
There you go, 8647. Essentially, what's that? Kill Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Hope he dies. Whatever, get rid of him.
Yeah.
So let's just go down memory lane real quick because I think it's important. So Jim Comey was the director of FBI, I guess, under Obama, and then Trump's first term.
Yep.
Now, during the Russia hoax, which was uncovered during Trump's first term, Comey openly admitted, by the way, had a press conference and said Hillary Clinton and her team destroyed, I don't know, it was like 50-something Blackberries with hammers, bleached her server. I mean, did all kinds of, I mean, if Trump did this or anyone on the Republican side did this, I mean, people would be calling for them to go to prison, all this stuff. I mean, he helped cover all that up. She didn't even get in trouble. He not only admitted what she did, she didn't get in trouble. She got fined.
Didn't Hillary say something along, well, if they come after me, I'll take down 80 or 90% of Congress or something like that? There was something.
I didn't know that. Was that back then or?
No, years ago. I read something on that. Don't quote me on that. It was something similar to that, but
I'm sure a lot of them are on the same.
That's how this whole thing works. Is everybody's, large contingent of them are compromised, which we've talked about on this before.
The uniparty's real. 100%.
It's real. Yeah,
but I just think it's interesting that guy's just so corrupt and was fired under Trump, trying to sell books. They're not selling. So I don't know if this was his ploy to try to get attention. You know, there's an interesting theory too that he did it on purpose. So he knew FBI would come after him. And let's say he does get in trouble and go to prison, then he'd be like, Trump, Trump's coming after his political enemies and all this.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things that's so heinous that it's like, why would a guy in that position do that unless he knows he's already going to jail and maybe he thought he could incite something to happen to Donald Trump because
maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
all of us are smart enough to realize that you can't get away with posting something that, a veiled threat to the president of the United States. You wouldn't be stupid enough to do that. Talking about the ex-director of the FBI. I mean, how dumb can you be? So to your point, Tim, there might be
it's just a desperation thing. I think he already knows he's screwed. Mike Flynn's already called him out, or General Flynn, he's like saying you're going to jail, or essentially you better turn over somebody else with more importance than you, and you know who that is. I'm not going to speculate who that is. I have my own theories, but
yeah, and Let's. Did you know that his daughter's one of the prosecutors in the Diddy case and was also prosecutor on the Ghislaine Maxwell case?
Jim Comey's daughters?
Yeah, she's part
Maureen
of
Comey.
still
Yeah,
active.
I'm gonna close my door. Go back.
Wow.
Yeah, she's still active in the Department of Justice. It's wild.
Of all the people, it's just interesting. Just pointing out some pattern recognition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same group.
It is.
So do you think they'll take him down, take him in, cuff him up?
I mean, Alex Soros did the same thing. He's a pretty prominent figure. I mean, he's not the ex-director of the FBI, but he's one of the biggest fundraisers of the Democratic Party, and he didn't get in trouble. I mean, he posts that like broken glass with like 47 through it, like insinuating like a bullet through it.
Oh,
yeah.
Bullet, I remember that. Yeah.
Soros' son, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trump addressed it. I saw with Brett Baer maybe or somebody else, and he was basically saying, he didn't want to take a stance on it, but that Pam and whoever he was going to leave it up to them.
Pam and Kash Patel, yeah.
And Cash, leave it up to them, see what they do with it. But yeah, he wasn't happy.
That was an unexpected news bite that was kind of thrown out yesterday. I'm kind of glad, I'm not glad he did it, but I just think it just further proves like what we've been seeing. It's like the left is losing their minds completely.
They've spun out of control and they don't see a way out. And all these people are so corrupted, and Donald Trump's got them on a string. So all these people are like, oh, the Democratic Party has to have somebody that makes sense, like a normal old Democrat of, 20 years ago, but they can't do it because all these people that are already in position, they're already compromised. So it's screwed for probably 8 to 12 years.
Did you see Trump's, I don't really watch Hannity. He's a little bit annoying to me. And
I feel the same way about that.
But he had Trump on Air Force One this week, did an interview. And I forgot exactly what he said, but it was pretty funny how he framed it up. But Trump was basically like, he was like, the left is so lost. They're pushing the same playbook, all the trans ideology, all the stuff that 90% of their base doesn't really agree with, whether they want to admit it or not. Yeah. And he was like, and he's like, but I don't want to talk about it much because I don't want them to like go back to the old school normal Democrats, because if they do, they'll be harder to beat. He's like, let's just keep them just being crazy.
Speaking of Air Force One, Carter, I was going to ask you, what's your take on the gift from Qatar?
I think that's a little weird. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know what to make of it either. I saw some prominent Republican, like Mark Levin. He was disappointed in Trump supposedly accepting that gift.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what to make of it. What
$500 million airplane? I didn't like it. I thought it was a little strange.
If somebody gave me a plane, I'd take it, and I don't give a crap. So.
Yeah.
I was like,
I guess the bigger
we're trying to get out of debt, and if they're going to give us a $400 million plane, let's take it. I don't see why not.
The bigger question is why is Boeing so behind on the Air Force One replacement that they were supposed to bring?
Well, because all their planes are falling out of the damn sky.
True.
So there's that. And
Air Force One isn't just your everyday airplane, so
it's not your everyday airplane. So, but I saw a picture of it. I don't know if it was real or not. I forgot where they showed a picture of that plane. It's badass. It's huge.
Let me ask you guys this. Do you think, I guess, he got like 2 commitments of over $1 trillion from, I guess, was it the UAE maybe, or Qatar?
Saudi Arabia
and Qatar maybe, or something like that.
Well, but the big story is that they're all reporting that Trump's taking this plane, and it's not. It's a gift. He confirmed it's a gift to, the Air Force or the
Defense Department.
Department of Defense. So I don't think he lied about that.
He's not keeping it. It would be the next Air Force One for the next 20 years.
They're acting like the left media outlets are acting 100% like it's a gift to Trump.
Yeah.
So
gift to the United States.
Have they said what the intentions are with that money that we're getting, or are we using that to pay down debt so we don't have to pay as much interest to the central banksters that are holding our feet to the fire this year on our debt restructure? Or
I don't know the answer to that.
I don't either. I wish they would explain that a little more. It's like, great, they're committing all this money, but what are they doing with it? Like,
Yeah, what are they doing with it? And then the whole.
Why are they committing it? Yeah,
Yeah.
what's it for?
exactly.
What are they buying? What are we selling?
But I will say this: we've been a little bit melancholy on the last couple podcasts in reference to Trump's overall performance. But I feel like this last week, like it or not, I mean, I feel like what he's doing I feel like it's been a good week. I mean, I feel like it's been.
The stock market likes it.
Stock market likes it. I know a lot of people, especially in the conservative party, may disagree, but I think that I have my own opinions, not on Israeli people, but on their government and Bibi Netanyahu in particular. I don't really care for, and I think it's good that he's kind of going around him and securing relationships and securing deals with other countries that he may not like, but could lead to more peace in the Middle East, because that's, I would hope, what everybody would want.
Right. Yeah. Well, you sent that video. I don't remember who that was about, Carter, about Israel's intention on, occupying all those lands around them. And the guy's been in charge for how long? 17 years, something like that.
Yep.
That's a dictator. So
That's
like
a
or not,
dictator.
that's what that is. It's not.
And there's a lot of stuff out there that says that even the citizens, majority of them, don't care for him.
Yeah. I don't know enough about it, but the things that I've read, it opened my eyes a little bit more, because I always just assumed Israel was our ally, yada, yada. So it's every country's got their bad. It's like we had the last 4 years, we had a lot of bad apples in office.
Bibi was in Congress before 9/11 saying that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction and that we need to get. I mean, he antagonized the shit.
Who?
Or was this?
Bibi did. He even wrote a book about something that was pretty close to what happened on 9/11, like that he thought would happen.
Huh. Interesting.
I was trying to find a post specifically that Ben Shapiro wrote this morning. And I don't always with Ben Shapiro much, but it'd say in Trump's defense, there's a lot of countries out there that are countries that he made deals with that are actually trying to bring their people into 21st century, enemies that are at least trying to bring their culture into the 21st century, as opposed to getting in bed with somebody who is countries that aren't. I think he's talking about specific Middle Eastern countries, but
yeah.
Good old Shapiro. Wonder how the Daily Wire's doing. Yeah. What else is kind of newsworthy this last week?
Well, I like what you said about what the Pope came out and said.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny, because when they first named Pope Leo from Chicago, again, my Twitter feed is just filled with a bunch of left-wing nuts, but they all were laughing about how, traditional Catholics and Christians, blah, 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 blah. This guy's, liberal view, hates Trump. And I don't know, maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know. But he did come out and say that he valued the family unit as a mother and a father. And you can read the quote specifically, whatever it was, but that's got to tick off the left.
And the unborn children were.
Yep.
What was the word he used? I forget.
I don't know. I'll bring it up.
Pull it up. Let's get that direct quote real quick. Did you know that oh, go ahead. You got it.
Pope Leo declares the family is based upon a union between a man and a woman, and the unborn have inherent dignity.
Whatever that means. What does that mean? Inherent dignity.
I think it's just a pro-life stance.
You shouldn't kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't vacuum them out at 9 months.
Don't use that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
Did you
funny
know that
the Pope says that, and it's like a controversial thing. It's like, what happened the last 20 years?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
there's the last Pope Leo before him? This is interesting. He came up with the St. Michael prayer, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if you're
how long ago was the last Pope Leo?
I'm not sure. I think it was, over 100 years ago.
There's been 267 popes over the course of 2,000 years or something.
But the St. Michael prayer is like more like ridding out demonic forces, and I say it all the time. I've got a St. Michael chain on.
Send it to us after this.
Yeah, I will.
Or I'll look it up.
Yeah, I could just recite it. It goes, St. Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle, be our protection against the wickedness and the snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, Prince of heavenly hosts, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen.
I love it.
Pretty powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. I was happy to see the Pope come out and say that this week.
That's the first American Pope. Is that what I
yep.
that?
From Chicago. Yep,
ever.
From Chicago.
Ever.
First American Pope ever.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pretty cool.
Yep. Stock market's still rocking. Tesla's up.
I bought Tesla 2 weeks ago. It's up like 30-something percent, 35%.
It's up $100 in a month.
Yeah. I made 35% in like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's a good company. It's a good product. A bunch of radical left wingers aren't going to be able to take down a good company and a good product.
Yeah. And it's so much more than cars, which we all know, but any company with tentacles like that, where he's got that IP and underneath the hood for all other kinds of things he can apply it to, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to be one of the first people to get a robot. You're going to see my guy walking.
Doing your laundry.
Well, it's one of those things because I'm kind of a tightwad, so it's like I know I want to get one, but do you get the first one and can they upgrade them, or do you wait 3 or 4 years, or do I just get a bunch of them over time, like one a year, just a new one?
There was a video on Twitter. Did you see the video on Twitter of that robot, like in Japan or China or whatever, started swinging a knife around at all these guys? They were trying to take it out. You see that video? Yeah, some crazy robot went nuts, and these guys were trying to stop it.
It's nuts.
I like it, but I also feel like it could be like the Terminator 2 movie coming to life.
Oh, that's all I think about, but I'm going to be the only one without one. I'm going to be one of the first people with one. I'm not going to be without.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't really like guns, but I'm not going to sit here without a gun when my neighbor has them,
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I'm a little loose-lipped at times. I need to have protection.
You got to have one.
Got to have that last line of defense, bro.
Yeah.
What else happened there's been more news than just that. I'm blanking here now as we sit here, but
a lot of news in the NBA, not to get to sports quite yet, but last night there were 3 Kentucky Wildcats guards in a NBA playoff game I read.
That's pretty cool.
Which I lost. I've lost every game I bet, like 7 games in a row I think I've lost.
Yeah.
Just lost.
Crawford had a heck of a game.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of them. I just checked the scores.
Oh, I'm sorry. What am I talking about? Murray.
Yeah, Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
dude. Is Denver going to end up beating them? That's crazy. Was it 3-3?
Game 7 coming up.
Oh, man. I was laughing. There's like this video going viral on X, but it's like a mashup of Carl Towns. Like, I guess everybody's saying he's a little zesty. And everybody's like, what's up with Carl? Like, when he gets fouled, he's like, oh, my God. I'm like, surely not Big Cat.
No, he's not.
No.
You watch the video, I'll send it to y'all. You're like, that's kind of weird.
He's a big dude. The way he steps up and just knocks down a 3, he doesn't even jump. He's just It's like a ball goes downward almost.
I'll never forget when our perfect season got ruined by Frank Kaminsky.
Oh, yeah.
Wisconsin. That was a sad day.
My
Hey, I'm
buddy,
going to watch Kentucky play Vanderbilt tomorrow with my family. Baseball.
oh, nice.
Yeah,
We're pretty good, aren't we? We just
Yeah.
beat Oklahoma maybe in a series. Did we beat them or what?
Yeah, we got beat last night apparently on a walk-off on a 3-run dinger. So hopefully that doesn't happen tomorrow.
When's the College World Series? That comes up right like what, May, June, something like that?
It's got to be in June, I think.
Yeah, June.
Omaha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I bought this jersey last year it was one of those Instagram ads, and I bought the catcher. Forgot his name, but I bought his jersey, and it's one of those like clearly a Chinese company because it took like a month to get. By the time that I got it, the World Series was over. We lost, but I get it, and it's awesome. But it has a World Series patch. And I was at a baseball practice with my kids, and one of them was like, "You got a girl's jersey?" And I was like, "No, I don't. What are you talking about?" And I looked down, and it says 2024 Women's World Series. And I was like, "Oh, my gosh."
What?
So I'm wearing it to the game tomorrow, and I took a black Sharpie and just wrote over the WO. I was like, so now it looks official.
Why does it say that, though?
Chinese, bro. I guess they just stuck it on.
Screwed it up.
So it's quality.
Screwed it.
It's just
Oh, it's quality. Yeah, it's nice.
just wrong.
Just the wrong patch. And I don't even think the women play in Omaha, so I don't even know what they were. I don't even know what happened there.
Women play baseball? What are you talking about? A league of their own?
Softball.
Yeah, softball. They don't play in Omaha.
Oh, yeah. Did you know Creighton is in Omaha, Nebraska?
I did know that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't.
I
I
did
was
know
texting
that.
a colleague of mine, and her son's he was going to play for Memphis, but then she said he's playing for Creighton. I was like, where is that again? And she said, Omaha, Nebraska. And I was like, I had no idea. I thought it was in the Northeast.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Fun fact. Tim knew it, though.
Travis
I did know
Perry's gone, went to Ole Miss.
Hmm.
I think that needed to happen, though.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
Got a bigger and better replacement coming in, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, if anyone needs a feel-good, I know we talked about this before we started, but if anyone needs a feel-good story or feel-good podcast to watch, the Sean Ryan Tebow episode is awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. I plan to check that out.
Really cool. I still have about 45 minutes left in it, but pretty
Yeah,
nice.
that guy's a special human being, no question about it.
He's as close to Jesus as I think that anyone gets modern day. It's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
If that
We got-
316 thing is accurate, which I believe it is, which we talked about earlier, yeah, that's kind of nuts.
Yeah,
He's like a messenger.
for real.
We're reading his book to my son. A few pages every night.
Oh, that's
Right
cool.
now.
Is it a kid's book?
No, just Tim Tebow's book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The little clip that I saw was cool how Tim Tebow's talking about, I don't know whether it's a manager or whatever. He's like, do you realize what happened? And he's like, yeah, we won. And then he kind of framed it how he had no idea what actually happened and went back and said the yards per catch, the time. It was exactly 3 years later. It was pretty neat. It's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's like 4 or 5 things in a row, which you're like, there's no way this is.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
It's just ridiculous.
So like 316 passing yards, 31.6 yards per catch, 3.16 rushing yards for Tebow per carry.
And 92 million people viewed that. Like,
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
It's wild.
Yep. It was the number one thing trending on Google at the time.
Yeah. 92 million is a lot.
Yeah. There's no telling how many people he's helped save.
Yeah.
No telling. What a cool thing.
It's very cool. One other
Definitely
thing
worth the watch.
we need to watch over the next couple of weeks is the pharmaceutical industry and what they're going to do with that.
We need to talk about that because you would be a good reference on that, Tim.
Well, I haven't been in the pharmacy game for about 8 years in terms of working with pharmacies, but if they can work around these PBMs, get pricing in line with foreign countries, because all these foreign countries can buy drugs for fractions of the cost that we're paying here. And so a question that I had, Carter, you may know this that I don't know, is they show those analytics of how, our percentage of the world is 5%, let's say. It's around that. But our drug usage is is that dollars or is that prescribed drugs?
Yeah, dollars or actual pills.
I don't know. That's something we need to look into, but I found it fascinating because if we can get that under control with these PBMs, it's not really, doesn't really benefit my family's company, you know, because we get paid by drug manufacturers.
Yeah.
You know, it would be a very impactful thing for this country, but there are going to be a lot of angry people and a lot of those stock prices are going to take a hit. Unless, I don't know the like percentages of like Pfizer, what percentage comes to the United States, what percentage goes global? Can they balance it out so that they may even make more money? I don't know. It's some things to look at. And see.
I assume who gets hit the most would be the big chain pharmacies, possibly.
Well, yeah, because they've been robbing us blind. I mean, they're basically breaking the law. Like you look at Walgreens, CVS, where they force you to go to their particular, you know, their drug plan forces you to go to their pharmacy.
Yeah.
It's nuts. They're putting independent pharmacies basically out of business. I mean, independent pharmacies are dispensing drugs and getting paid on some of these drugs less than they paid for the drug, plus the cost of paying the pharmacist, dispensing, packaging, consulting. It's a sick deal.
Wow.
And these independent pharmacies are the best pharmacies for people to go to. They're more clinical. Whereas you get somebody in a Walgreens, they check in, they check out. But if you got somebody that owns it's passionate, they're pretty well known in their state, part of that board of pharmacy, it's a very important part of this country, and it's been decimated. Like something like 3,000 independent pharmacies shut down last year.
Wow. I'll never forget
Yeah.
when during COVID, when I got COVID, I had a friend prescribe me ivermectin, and I went to 2 different Walgreens and they wouldn't give it to me.
Yeah.
Really? What'd they say?
They were like, you can't use this for COVID. I was like, well, it's not for COVID. They're like, yes, it is. And I was like, no, look at the prescription.
You should have told them.
They were like, we don't
some
believe
more.
you. They were like, we don't believe you. And
No kidding.
so I had to, you know, I have a friend that owns a couple of compound pharmacies in Lexington that does really well. I mean, that's what you're talking about there, Tim. He had to mail it to me. And he overnighted it, and in a day I felt fine. It's crazy.
Oh, it came from Lexington?
Mm-hmm.
Man, all you need is some ivermectin and a Zyn or an Al.
That's all you need. Just a little nicotine.
That's all you need.
A little
there you go. You're good to go.
Maybe a little Z-Pack.
Yeah.
But I hope what comes of this, it seems like he's got Eli Lilly on board and hopefully some others, but hopefully we can get more of our pharmaceuticals made here. I mean, from a national security perspective, I mean, like I think we talked about this last time, but that is a pure major risk that I don't think anyone ever calculated.
It really is. And I'm not even close to an expert in any of that. I've been in pharmacy, you know, most of my career, but not in a pharmacy. I never looked at how the pharmaceuticals were sourced, where they were manufactured. It was not something that applied to what I was doing. I was working with the pharmacy and their operations directly with the manufacturers, but how all that wasn't. But it's interesting.
You know who it might really hurt, which is kind of funny because he hates Trump, is Mark Cuban. I would think his company might feel.
I really hope so. I really hope so.
Which company is that?
Cost Plus Drugs. He owns a distribution company that goes. Basically, he's working at, you know, he basically whatever he gets the drug at whatever cost, he marks it up a certain little percentage. So it's very transparent, which is a good thing. He's trying to do a good thing in all honesty, but I don't like Mark Cuban. So
yeah.
He's got a little Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, he does. He's got TDS.
Just makes me wonder what else happened. There's some sort of a money exchange going on there. I would be convinced these people that are so outspoken, like sort of deal was struck. I don't know what it was, and I hate to speculate that much, but there's just so many data points that it's just like
doesn't make any sense.
You know why these people are throwing their fits.
Wasn't he on the first COVID task force, and then he just got yanked off of it out of the blue?
Cuban was?
I think he was, in the very beginning. I have to look that up, but I feel like he was, and then so maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah, I feel like he hated him back in first term the whole time too. He hated him since he was campaigning at the beginning, I feel like.
Yeah.
But look it up.
I don't understand why people hate him.
I don't know. I mean, literally, like you said, Tim, he could cure cancer tomorrow, and there'd be a problem with it.
I mean, it's just like it's like okay,
Mockingbird.
yeah. I mean, it's just okay. He grabbed by the P and this and that. Those are kind of, but I mean, it happened to Clinton. Everybody loved Clinton.
Oh yeah, I mean,
You know, and all these things that happened over the last 4 years, it was so bad. It's like, how can you still blame Trump? It's weird. So
yeah. TDS. It's a
Trump's
disease.
fault.
yeah,
Yep. It's a disease.
they did a really good
Well-
job, but I think that's a good ending point. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think so too. One thing to watch that's interesting too. Congress is still trying to push Tim Burchett, particularly, and a couple other guys. Tim Burchett out of Tennessee, really outspoken congressman. But they're trying to. This is something that the Sean Ryan show brought up. But we are still funding. We're sending money to Afghanistan, and it's supposed to go to relief, but it's really all getting skimmed out by the Taliban because they're running the country. So it's been proven beyond a shadow of doubt. And for some reason, even Mike Johnson isn't helping by any means get that thing brought up to stop.
I wonder why. I feel like that'd be something Doge would have addressed.
I think they found it as well. I think they were mentioning that a couple of weeks ago. They confirmed it. And still, even Doge is still cool, but we've still not stopped the spending. We've identified things, but we haven't really cut much off, which is very frustrating.
Well, half the time you got some rogue judge that stops executive orders to pull this and pull that, and the next thing you know is it's back on again.
Yeah.
You know, Supreme Court's here in that case right now, I think.
Yeah,
they've been busy.
It'll be an interesting next couple of weeks. We'll have some stuff to talk about, I think. I hope.
At least we're on the right trajectory. I was a little
We are.
worried.
No,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it takes a little time.
PGA Championship this weekend too.
Oh,
Is it?
yeah.
You got a winner, Carter?
I don't know. I kind of hope. I wouldn't mind seeing Bryson sneak in.
I feel the same way.
He's
I like
one
to
of the
see
top
Bryson.
dogs, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's back 7 at the moment. I would like to see Bryson, and I wouldn't mind seeing Max Homa.
Hopefully
I'd love to see him.
Hopefully Scheffler just has a driver the whole week so he doesn't get arrested again.
Yeah. He'll be there at the end. For
Only
sure.
in Kentucky.
Only in the Ville.
Mhm.
They needed that tournament so much, and they freaking do that.
And they botched that one up pretty good, didn't they?
I mean, that was an amazing screw up. Wow.
Yeah, that really was.
But
All right, boys. Well,
Literally
hey,
sent Linker.
I think it's time to say have a good weekend, and we will reconvene here shortly.
All right,
yeah,
boys.
good one, fellas. Nice
See you
talking.
guys.
To you. All right, bye.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye.